Wizards of the Coast Dungeons & Dragons team has seen a massive shakeup recently. We have seen the biggest names and faces of the company representing the brand either willingly leaving to move on to greener pastures, being fired, and or going on to work for other tabletop role-playing game companies. This is also coupled alongside news of various aspects of Dungeons & Dragons being removed, such as the virtual tabletops, video games being canceled, TV shows being canceled, etc., etc. It seems like there's a lot of giving up going on involving Dungeons & Dragons. In my last video, I talked about how I have somewhat given up on Dungeons & Dragons, and it seems like they have followed suit. But me personally, I'm tired of giving up on Dungeons & Dragons. I'm tired of giving up on this beloved tabletop role-playing game community. And today I'm going to be going over where I've been, what I've been working on, what's going on, and the future to come for everything that I'm releasing. How's it going? No Fun Allowed here, making a whole bunch of content for tabletop role-playing game systems, primarily aimed at DMs, but I do want to throw in some player stuff here and there and everywhere. So first off, where have I been? Oh my sweet goodness gracious, life hit me like a truck. I have had a series of issues going on in my life that have prevented me from really getting into being able to create content on the regular. I don't want to go into the major personal stuff here, but basically it boils down to personal health issues, death in the family, and a whole bunch of financial issues plaguing me like crazy. It's been an absolute clown fiesta, but hey, I'm still kicking, I'm still here, and I am back, baby. So unfortunately, during all this time, I haven't been able to really sit down to commit to making videos, editing videos, so that takes an incredibly long time for me. I don't know about the rest of the D&D YouTubers, but for me, golly, making a 10-minute video, that's a multi-hour long commitment at the very least. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to run games in my Discord. For those of you that don't know, I've ran a bejesus ton of games through my Discord. I probably ran hundreds of sessions at this point. I'm trying to remember them all, but I've ran hundreds of sessions in my Discord for the public because I love running games for all of you. And I've been too busy to deal with all of that, unfortunately. But what I have been able to do is do a little bit of writing on the side. And when I say a little bit of writing, I actually mean a lot of bit of writing. Because while running games is a multi-hour long commitment, while making videos is a multi-hour long commitment, I can jot down little notes here and there and everywhere, get to writing, and do it in relatively peace and quiet and a quick amount of time. So what have I been working on? The answer to that is I've been working on a bejesus ton of stuff. I do a lot of scattershot writing. I write a bunch of things. I've been writing tabletop role-playing game systems, adventures, and even stories here and there. And I like to do this shotgun approach of writing a bunch of things to see what really sticks. I'm throwing mud at the wall, and I'm picking out the best parts, essentially. And through all of that, the two biggest things that have come out from my writing have been a tabletop role-playing game system called Make Believe and a adventure for both 5e and old school gaming called Slay the Beast. So first off, looking at my fairy tale themed TTRPG titled Make Believe, that one is a D&D derivative of sorts. I don't know exactly where I'd place it in the broad spectrum of is it more closer to 5e versus first edition? It's definitely not a third or fourth edition, I'll tell you that. But it is somewhere, I think, in between-ish. And for that TTRPG, I have been really proud of it. I've been really happy with my resolution systems. I've been really happy with the class design. I've been really happy with the combat systems. And I've just been relatively happy with it. It offers a different way to approach mechanics, a different way to approach environments, a different way to view how your characters interact with the world. And for me, the proudest part of that system, I think, is probably going to be the alignment system. Alignment, I feel, has gone the way of the dodo in 5th edition. And of course, because through 5th edition, the majority of people have only really played 5th edition, I feel like most people don't really touch alignment. And I think that's a bit of a shame. I know the reason why alignment doesn't get touched all that often, because a lot of people hear the stories of how restrictive it is, or the terrible players who do terrible things in the name of alignment, or the terrible DMs who do terrible things in the name of alignment, right? But my system approaches alignment in a way where you play your character how you want to play it, and depending on your actions, your alignment goes up or down, and it gives you access to various different features and spells. And for that, I find that is really informative of the character and of the world. You come across someone who's got this power, oh, hey, you know that they're wicked. Oh, hey, your power does something good against them. You know, you're a goody two-shoes. And there's a lot of various aspects in between there. And I'm really happy with that. I think it's very cool to have two people play the exact same class, but depending on their alignment, depending on how they play their character, the class is going to feel a bit different. Also, another big mechanic for the system that I really enjoy is the fate system. When you make your character, you have a determined fate, as it were, and this gives you access to certain abilities, certain features, and once again, some of those features are procced off of your alignment. But very importantly is you unlock more features over time as you accomplish certain goals determined by your fate. And I think that's a really great way to steer your character into, accomplishing a goal that is personal to them. And also, very importantly, is you work this out with your DM, and it gives your DM a very concrete idea of what you're trying to accomplish. It's no longer a loose idea that you're some, fallen prince that's trying to reclaim the throne. There's actual mechanics tied behind it, which I think is a really great way to cement your players into gravitating toward it, because it mechanically rewards them. And as I'm sitting here looking at this list, I'm looking at all these 26 classes I've crafted, and I feel like each and every one of those classes is oh so unique in their style. Obviously you can sit there and break down, oh, hey, that's a martial. Oh, hey, that's a magic. Oh, hey, that's a whatever. But they all operate so fundamentally differently that there is excitement into playing different characters. You feel like you're playing something brand new. So in regards of my fairy tale themed make-believe, I'm absolutely loving it, playtesting it with everyone right now. Join the Discord. I'm going to be talking all about it. It'll be a great time. Now in regards of my other big project I'm working on, that one is Slay the Beast, you'll guessed it, a Beauty and the Beast style adventure, where your players are going off into a large castle filled with transformed peoples and dangerous, nasty things going on. And this adventure has just been an absolute blast to write for. I make it no secret that I am much more of an enjoyer of sandbox style adventures versus linear adventures where your players go from point A to point B to point C. I very much so want to draw my players into an area and allow them to explore how they want to explore, and also very importantly is interact with NPCs in whichever way they want, because there's not NPCs running around with crowns floating over their head, right? And Slay the Beast for me has just been an absolute delight, because I have fleshed out this awesome, beautiful town of Bellefleur with all sorts of dozens of NPCs and dozens of named locations that your players are going to regularly interact with and do commerce with. And the town grows over time. It's just, an absolute delight. It feels like a lived-in area. And then, of course, we've got the castle itself filled with all sorts of awesome characters all throughout, and hundreds of rooms, dozens of named NPCs floating around there as well. Just an absolute jam-packed filled adventure full of goodies. And something really cool to note is I'm making more than just that. I am also making some player options for this adventure as well. Gotta rope in the players, right? So for this adventure, I'm making it for my own tabletop role-playing system, but I'm also making a 5e version. So there'll be plenty of people from various aspects that can play it a different way. You can play it an old school way, you can play it the new school way. In regards of the 5e version of this adventure, I'm going to be releasing a whole bunch of subclasses. Currently right now I've got 80 listed. I might trim that down. I might get rid of some of the lesser quality ones over time, but we'll see. I'm playtesting those as well. So for 5e, there's going to be all those new subclasses, there's going to be new backgrounds, there's going to be new spells. Currently right now I have 10 new spells per each spellcaster, which is I actually looked just now and it's freaking 9. I've got 90 new spells and oh my gosh, I forgot. I've been running so much old school recently, I forgot that 5e darn near every class is a spellcaster at this point. And then in regards of the old school version, I'm going to also be coming out with, several new mechanics and all that various stuff. Mind you, there's also new mechanics for the 5e one as well. So it's all currently in alpha, and I'm going to be playtesting it with all of you. If you join my Discord, I'm going to be posting all about that. I'm going to be running games in the foreseeable future, and I will be showing off all this awesome content, and hopefully I get some great feedback from all of you. So join my Discord, get in those games, give me good feedback, and have a fun time. So in addition to all this writing that I'm doing, making TTRPGs, making adventures, I also want to get back to really hopping on that YouTube grind. I want to come out with a video at least once a week, maybe twice a week, because it's awesome to get to interact with all of you. If you haven't noticed, I do public post all the time because that's super easy to do on my phone. I can literally just on my phone make a quick little public post and I can have people react to it all the time. That reacting to that is honestly what I love. I love getting to interact with all of you. And that's why I do those posts, but of course these videos get a lot of comments too. And I just like interacting with all y'all. I get some great feedback from all of you. I get to learn all about the games that you guys are running, and it's just a fun time to interact with y'all. So I'm going to be trying to hop back on that grind as quickly as possible and enjoy in the TTRPG revelry that we all get to enjoy. And so with that being said, thank you so very much for everyone that continues to like and comment, and for even, people that are just now subscribing. Thank you all so much. Keeping this channel going, thriving, it's still alive and kicking. I love to see it. I love getting to interact with all of you. I love getting to run games for all of you. Join the Discord down below. Play games with me. It'll be a great time. But that's going to do it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all that YouTube stuff. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Oh, I forgot to mention in Make Believe. Oh my gosh, look at this table for freaking magical items. Oh my god, I love the magic items table. You get all these unique magic items. Oh my gosh, I am just like, God, I'm so enamored with this magic table. Oh my gosh, there's so many dope magical items. Oh, so good. All right, enough gushing.